According to his former bodyguard Gene Deal, when Diddy was a free man, he used to take part in unusual initiation rituals, and these activities were often described as intense and unpredictable.
On the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have sex with each other.
The Lil Rod court documents claim that Diddy, along with Universal Music Group executives and other associates, is involved in a gang that allegedly allows him to manipulate and harm artists like Usher, Bieber, and Biggie. But now that he is in the same prison where Epstein died, the initiation rituals he once used for influence and control are said to have taken on a much darker tone. These reports describe the prison as a place compared to hell on earth, with Diddy's so-called House of Terrors revealing long-hidden secrets. The downfall of music producer and rapper P. Diddy is unfolding alongside disturbing allegations about his gang initiation ritual, which has been described as involving tribute to certain spirits during the full moon and a night of intense activities among the initiates.
People who believe in the cult was looking for that moon on 12/12 at 12 a.m. And they were doing spiritual rituals at that time.
Who is this dude, and how did he know all of this? This is Gene Deal, a former celebrity bodyguard who provided extensive protection for Bad Boy Records and served as P. Diddy's personal bodyguard for several years. And he was even present as Puffy's personal guard on the night rapper The Notorious Big was shot and killed. Now that you know who Gene Deal is, we can move forward with his shocking revelation about Diddy's unusual ritual. The celebrity bodyguard explained that on the last day of the ritual, after the full moon has been seen and the seasons have shifted, that is when people are expected to take part in the final phase of the event.
They paid homage to certain sacrifices and homage to certain idols. And on the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have sex with each other.
Shockingly, Gene Deal is not holding back any information and is revealing all the details about the ritual process that Diddy Combs participates in. He explained that on the third day, the men would exchange gifts as they drink and socialize, and then conclude the night with close bonding activities among themselves.
If you don't believe it, look it up for yourself.
Coming straight from the comment section, this person has a lot to say about the ritual. Gene Deal was referring to a ceremony traditionally called the cremation of care, and it is said that elites have historically performed symbolic acts during this event at places like the Bohemian Grove. The origins of this ritual trace back to Roman festivals and were popularized by Emperor Caligula, and it is more associated with dark traditions than what most people call paganism. However, Diddy's former personal bodyguard is not the only one speaking about the shocking experiences at Diddy's residence. Musician Usher, who lived under Diddy's supervision at the age of 13, shared that he witnessed very unusual events while living with the music mogul. The You Got It Bad singer appeared on The Howard Stern Show in 2016, where he opened up about his year living with Diddy when he was 13 years old.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Usher then recalled that there were famous artists like Biggie Smalls, Lil Kim, Craig Mack, Faith Evans, and Mary J. Blige who were also present at the time. When asked if he stayed up until 4 a.m. partying with Diddy and his entourage, Usher said that he could and often stayed up longer than them. In a different interview with Rolling Stone in 2004, Usher revealed that P. Diddy introduced him to a very different lifestyle and new experiences. He explained that in the music industry, there was always a lot happening and you never knew what to expect. In February 2024, the musician also shared with People's Magazine more about the unusual lifestyle he witnessed while living with Diddy. He experienced life at Diddy's Flavor Camp and recalled how he was able to meet some of the biggest names in the music industry at a very early age, and also witnessed the creation of some of the greatest albums in the industry. He remembered Outkast making their first records and hearing Rico Wade work on songs, literally spending nights in this man's living room and being in the studio, just observing and trying to figure out who was who. But it became even more interesting after he had experienced much of the excitement of his life and made important industry connections as a young boy. Howard Stern asked the musician if he would consider sending his own son to one of Diddy's flavor camps to gain similar experiences, and his response revealed a deeper perspective.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
No.
Hold up. Did you see how honestly he spoke about that? No, he is not willing to make the same mistake of sending his own child to experience what he went through. These two comments reflect the reaction of most people to this 2016 interview. One person reiterated the question, "Would you ever send your son to Puffy's camp?" And he laughed, but you could see the pain in his eyes. It still affects him, as he felt passed around by the entire industry, and he said it is not worth sacrificing your soul for silver and gold. Another person added that his answer of no to the question at the end revealed everything. "I need to understand what Usher experienced," shaking my head. To be honest, most people found his answer of no very telling. In another perspective, producer Lil Rod's introduction into Diddy's lifestyle was one of the most intense experiences of his life. It seems that when Diddy called Lil Rod to be part of the team behind the Love album, his life changed dramatically. The initiation ritual process was described as terrifying, shocking, and extreme, and unfortunately, he endured all of it because it came with the promise of a Grammy.
I took a year off straight working on this album. That album is the Love album, Off the Grid by Diddy. And it's Grammy nominated right now as we speak. I should be celebrating, but the truth is I'm not.
Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr. is speaking out for the first time since filing a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs in February. In the lawsuit, Lil Rod alleges that Combs mistreated, manipulated, and threatened him while he traveled and lived with the rapper between September 2022 and November 2023. In an interview with Rolling Stone, the 38-year-old music producer said he feared for his safety and his life, and he described Diddy as a monster. Lil Rod also stated that Diddy did not pay him for his services after producing 9 songs for the album. He said, "I am broke and have no source of income right now. Every month I am trying to figure out how the bills will get paid. Here I am, standing up for justice and what I believe is right for my life, and I am being punished for that. I am being blackballed for sure." Before we go deeper into Lil Rod's allegations and lawsuit, take a look at this footage of Diddy with young Justin Bieber, which details how the events of their next 48 hours together were expected to unfold.
48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
I remember at the time, most people were concerned about what an adult was doing with a 14-year-old in an undisclosed location and participating in undisclosed activities. However, in a shocking turn of events, an inmate could not come to terms with the traumatic experiences he had during his time at a Michigan nightclub with Diddy in 1997. So he took action and filed a $100 million lawsuit against the rapper, which he won by default judgment because neither Diddy nor his lawyer attended the virtual hearing. The case was initiated by Derek Cardello Smith, an inmate at Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility in Michigan, who is known for his long history of challenging the judicial system with civil lawsuits. Derek Cardello Smith is currently serving 75% of his sentence for criminal sexual conduct and kidnapping charges, but he did not let his time in jail prevent him from pursuing the case. Seeking justice after an alleged assault by the entertainment mogul nearly 3 decades ago, the lawsuit claims that Cardello Smith and rapper P. Diddy met while Smith was working at a Detroit area restaurant in 1997. During a night of drinking and smoking, they were reportedly in the company of several women. According to the suit, Cardello Smith said he felt a man's hand touching him, which he claimed was Diddy's. Cardello Smith, now 51, recalled that he went to get another drink and Sean asked if he needed anything else. He said no, and Sean handed him a drink, which Smith thought was another glass of Jim Beam. He took it, having already had one in the other room, and drank some more while sitting there. He began feeling drowsy and started to pass out, and then Sean said to him that he had added something extra to the drink, and after that, Smith passed out.
He made me a financial offer of $2.3 million to allow what happened to me to go away.
Now, it gets intense. Cardello Smith provided prison facility information showing Diddy's name in the visitation record, which allowed him to claim that P. Diddy offered him $2.3 million to drop the lawsuit after he filed it. During the August hearing, Derek Cardello Smith told the court that P. Diddy tried to persuade him to drop the $100 million lawsuit and accept an out-of-court settlement, saying, "You know how we get down." Cardello Smith replied that he disagreed with how Diddy was approaching it in that regard. The court then granted his motion for a restraining order.
Motion for a temporary restraining order was granted. I've signed it, and so we'll get that processed and back to you, and then you'll have to obviously serve that on the parties.
However, Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, refuted the judge's statement that his client had been properly served with the lawsuit. He said that his client looks forward to having the judgment swiftly dismissed. If the claims hold, the case would be called back, and Cardello Smith would have to prove his allegations and claims in court. Some people noted that the simultaneous home raids by federal agents on two of Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles earlier this year were signs that the rapper could face serious legal consequences. Their suspicions proved correct, because on Monday, the embattled music producer and rapper was arrested in a Manhattan hotel in New York City, barely 24 hours later. After the news of the $100 million judgment against him went viral, it was unclear what the charges were at the time of the arrest, because he was taken into custody based on a sealed indictment by a federal grand jury. According to TMZ, just a few hours before the arrest, the rapper was confidently walking the streets of New York City, greeting fans and taking selfies alongside his son, Christian King Combs. Sources reported to TMZ that the arrest was originally scheduled for Tuesday morning, but due to some complications, Homeland Security surprised the rapper in a Midtown hotel where he was staying and arrested him based on a sealed indictment issued by the Southern District of New York. It has been confirmed that Diddy was taken into federal custody in Lower Manhattan. It appears that the action was taken in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking and other offenses, which led to search warrants being issued and executed at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami. A courtroom sketch shows P. Diddy during his first appearance following the indictment, where the charges against him were read and addressed. According to the 14-page federal grand jury indictment, Sean Diddy has been charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. As reported in the news, during the hearing in Manhattan, the rapper pleaded not guilty to all charges and attempted to post bond, but was unsuccessful.
Combs has been denied bail in connection with the sexual abuse and sex trafficking charges he faces. And as Les Trent reports, the music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living conditions.
It was reported that the music producer spent his first night behind bars in one of the most notorious jail facilities in the world, often referred to as Hell on Earth. The facility's name reflects the intensity and harshness of the living conditions, as described by Inside Edition news reporter Les Trent.
How bad is it inside this federal lockup? There have been 2 murders, 4 suicides, and numerous stabbings and lockdowns in recent years. It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here.
Unfortunately, for someone like Diddy, who had enjoyed a life of luxury and comfort, adjusting to his new environment would be extremely difficult. He has only a half-inch mattress without a pillow, a plastic chair, and just 3 to 5 feet of space to move around. Reports say that Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, told the judge that the facility is inhumane and a total tragedy, and he is doing everything he can to keep Diddy out of jail. His attorneys were so eager to secure his release that they offered his $48 million mansion in Miami Beach and his private jets as bail. Inside Edition reported that Diddy's lawyers also offered to restrict female visitors from entering his house if bail was granted, except for his mother, sisters, and the mothers of his children. However, the judge refused to bend. After spending a night in Hell on Earth, CBS News reported that the music mogul walked into the courtroom for his bail appeal hearing looking calm and humble. Despite this confident and calm appearance, the federal judge denied him bail again, stating that if released, Diddy is more likely to tamper with evidence or witnesses. Prosecutors accused Combs of witness tampering, arguing at the hearing that the rap mogul's employees tried to prevent his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, and hotel staff from disclosing details of a beating at a Los Angeles hotel 8 years ago. They also stated that video evidence of the assault, which showed Diddy kicking and stomping on Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016, had disappeared from the hotel's server before it was later obtained and published by CNN. According to authorities, bags of pink powder were found in Diddy's hotel room during his arrest after he flew to New York 2 weeks ago on the advice of his lawyers. Although the powder was not tested, the prosecutor said it appeared to be narcotics, and similar bags previously seized at Diddy's properties during the home raids had tested positive for drugs, including ecstasy. During the same raid, 1,000 bottles of baby oil were also recovered from Diddy's residences. This is why some believe it will be difficult for Diddy to get out of this situation, as authorities have interviewed more than 50 witnesses, collected dozens of cell phones, laptops, and hard drives, and reportedly have video evidence that they claim shows coerced acts and other serious offenses. Diddy is accused of orchestrating serious misconduct. Let's not forget Lil Rod Jones' February lawsuit against Diddy. According to producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, in a 73-page court document, Due to his job requiring him to film P. Diddy at all times, he secured 100 hours of footage showing Diddy alongside his associates and guests engaging in a series of illegal activities, including the use of ecstasy, drugs, and the distribution of unregistered firearms. His lawsuit also alleges that the A-list rapper was involved in sex trafficking and assault on Lil Rod and other victims, including minors. Lil Rod's accusations, along with the grand jury indictment, portray the rapper as a serious abuser and dangerous figure. However, in his defense, Diddy has denied all allegations. Diddy's lawyer warned that his client should not be mentioned in the same sentence as some of the country's most notorious criminals. According to NBC News, the music mogul's defense attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said that Combs is not disgraced singer R. Kelly, sex cult leader Keith Raniere, or accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Agnifilo objected to the claims in the federal grand jury indictment that his client committed sex trafficking and other sexual assault-related charges. He referred to Diddy's alleged actions as instances of cheating and being unfaithful over a difficult period. He told the court that this case is different, involving consenting adults, and added that the evidence points not to sex trafficking, but to being caught being unfaithful. In his argument to grant bail for Diddy, Mark reminded the court that his client had been in a 10-year loving relationship through difficult periods. Although the initial trial seemed unfavorable, Diddy's lawyer remains hopeful for bail in order to get his client out of hell on earth. He revealed that the rapper had planned to surrender to authorities before being arrested in New York. While speaking to reporters outside the courtroom, Mark Agnifilo said, "Mr. Combs is a fighter. He is going to fight this to the end. He is innocent, and he came to New York to establish his innocence." He also asserted that Diddy is not afraid and will fight to the finish, adding that nothing the government presented today changes anyone's mind about anything. Diddy was arrested in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking, racketeering, and other offenses as outlined in the federal grand jury indictment.